channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. Some questions for y'all. If you were a Big Brother house guest in the house, what would be the strategy that you would try to achieve in order to win the money? Would you want to be a dominant winner that is known for controlling everything, the gameplay, manipulation? Would you want to be like a Big Brother 16 Derek type of winner who controlled things from a behind the scenes standpoint? Would you want to be let's see, I'm trying to think of who else won. Would you want to be like an executing things for somebody else, and then you'd be listening for secret alliance gatherings? So this came from a conversation earlier that I was having with Ed, and I said that if I was in a Big Brother house, I would. Hi, Vicky. I said that I would be striving. He was always willing to lend an open, a listening ear. He was very smart, but he downplayed his intelligence, though he was really smart. He wasn't somebody who tried to win the comps, but at the same time, he won them when he needed to win them. Anytime that he felt unsafe or he was on the block and he felt like this is not the place I want to be, he would work on getting himself a power veto, and he would win select HOHs that were important. He was winning at the right times. But in terms of the political aspect of it, he was somebody who was always privy to the important information in the house. Hi, Brandon, and hi, Hayden. He was always privy to the important information in the house, but he did not need to take the credit. He had the credit prepared for himself for when he got to a final two, but in terms of while they were in the house, when people were like, I'm responsible for this, I'm responsible for that. Like, for example, I think he was on the Joker team, and who was on the Joker team with him? I think Alyssa and Christian. I can't remember. Maybe each team had 4 people. For some reason, I can't think of the 4. That was so long ago at this point. But I know Alyssa and Christian were on the team with him for sure. And I remember Christian was doing the most. Like, Christian was not trying to hide the fact that he was very physically fit and very strong in comps, especially physical comps. And he was trying to win everything. And he was kind of a show-off at that. And Xavier was more on the, like, you do what you do. You can be known as this person, but I'm just trying to win the money. And I think ultimately that's what happened between him and Kyland. I'm not exactly sure of the comp stats off the top of my head, but I do know that Kyland won a lot of comps, and Kyland took out who I feel was the most likely person to take Xavier out in the final 6, which was Tiffany. X had it in his mind that either I take her out or she takes me out, and he didn't even have to be the one to take her out. And technically, he's not the one who took Kyland out, because Big D had a sole vote to evict, and he chose to evict Kyland instead of Azah. So I would want to be that person who controls kind of behind the scenes, wins when I need to, doesn't really have any strong enemies, Like, obviously, there was a few people who didn't vibe with him. I think I remember Sarah Beth being one of those people, but generally, he was always on the majority side of the house. And he was in the kitchen throwing ingredients in the pot, but he wasn't stirring it. Well, he was actually, you know what? That's a good analogy. He was stirring the pot, but nobody really knew that he was stirring the pot. So that's kind of how I would like to play the game, in a sense of, I heard one of these current Big Brother players say it in their interview, their pre-show interview. I can't remember which one, but they were basically like, the first week. Oh, it's slipping from me. Not the comment, but the person who said it. I can't remember. I guess that's not really relevant. But um, yeah. So they were basically saying, in the beginning, I'm just gonna be getting a feel for everybody. I'm not trying to win the very first comp, even though we have seen some people win the first comp and win the whole show. One that I can think of was season 22, where Cody said he wants to win and set the tone. But I think that winning the first comp is different in an all-star season. Like, in a regular season where most of you, if not all of you, are newbies, I don't think that your threat level goes through the roof for winning a comp, winning the first comp. Other way around. If you're with a cast of all people who have played before, I don't necessarily think that winning the first comp does a lot to make people say, I want to get you out immediately. But if you're brand new, if you're all brand new, and then you show yourself to be some dominant comp force immediately, then people are going to gun for you. Especially if you're athletic. If you're athletic, you're already at a disadvantage, because they're like, oh, the athletic guy's a threat. If you're athletic and you're smart, it's like 0 for 2, high Bulin. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the type of comp person that I would like to be. If I was doing